Hey, welcome to another episode of RC Time Attack. And today's really exciting day. I mean, if we have to look back over the last couple of weeks, this is what it's all about. So today is the first hot laps to be done and the first time to be recorded. And the car we're using is going to be the MJX VW Polo 1/7 scale. And this beauty is sitting right in front of me right now. So let me just take this body off quickly, so that before we go out to the track, that we can quickly discuss a couple of things that I have done. Just want to reset my camera slightly here so you can see a little bit better. Right, so I've played around with this car quite a bit. I also want to say that I have not done any hot laps with this car yet. So all the testing and all the practicing was to get a setup that is going to work for us to do these hot laps, and it's been quite a challenge with this car. This car has not been easy. Actually, it hasn't been easy straight out the box, and I'll get to that when I do the evaluation after the testing. But yeah, so I've got a setup in here that I think is going to be the deal to get a nice consistent lap time, and this is where the car has been lacking, really, is in its consistency. And it's a beautiful car. Let's look at it. I mean, it's just really is nice, and it's very fast on 100% power. It really is fast, but I think where the issue lies is that its handling characteristic is not where it should be. And I think one of the reasons, and if you're going to notice very closely, yeah, I'm just going to try and zoom in there with my head, because I've got the GoPro on my headset right now. I've got the asphalt tires on, the semi-slick type tires, and I've taken these off. And it was after my last run last week that I noticed a couple of things, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that very well. But these tires are very strangely shaped. Very hard to show you on camera what I mean. And they're also quite a hard tire, where the semi-slick seems to be a little bit softer. And I noticed that this car bounces around a lot, and it's going to probably bounce even a little bit more now because I've set the suspension slightly stiffer. But on the softer side, it just keeps bottoming out, okay? So every time I hit the brakes really hard for the tight corner especially, we hit the deck so hard that it unsettles the car, and then when we want to exit the corner, then the whole balance shifts to the back and the nose is in the air. So I've played around with the droop settings, really, if you want to call it that. It's these little screws down here. And so I've set it so that we can restrict the upward motion under acceleration a little bit, and the same for under braking on the rear. And I'll give you that information quickly. So basically, I turned those little screws in. These the rear ones. If I can point there, the rear one. So I screwed them all the way in, and I went one full turn out on the front and two full turns out on the rear. So that's the setting I've got here. I've got a slight bit of toe out on the front, to compensate for this sloppiness in the suspension, and a little bit of camber on the front wheels, and also a little bit of camber on the rear. So let me get the battery in, put the body on, let's go and hit the track, and then after the track we will have a lap time, hopefully, and also see where we stand in terms of the evaluation of the MJX. I'm going to say, even before we go out to the track, as much as what this is a beautiful car, quite disappointed in its handling ability. It's not a car that you can take to the track and be precise with it, and we'll get to that when I do the final evaluation. Right, let's get to the track. Let's go and do this. All right, we're at the RC Time Attack track right now. Car set up, ready to go. I've done 2 or 3 just quick laps just to make sure everything's working well. We've got the GPS set up, and it's got its 3 lap distance in there, so we will see what lap time we do over 3 hot laps, and be able to take that time and then go and put it onto our performance chart and see how it matches up down the line with all the other cars we're going to be testing in the future. So the track layout, as I've explained before, is like a short oval, really tight corner on the one side. The MJX has really battled on that section of the track. Not too bad through this fast section. And if you see there in the distance, I don't know if you can see those little things lying on the outer edge of the track. That is butternut, by the way. So we live in the middle of the bush, in African bush, and there's wildlife all around us. In fact, there's right there, I think you'll be able to see him, there's a tortoise busy eating his food, but there's also wild deer and also other animals like leopards, caracals, servals, brown hyenas, all sorts of beautiful animals. And if I show you up there, that's the back end of where we live, the mountain over there. So the racetrack is really situated in a beautiful place, and there's a good old African thunderstorm heading our way right now, so that should get us in the next half hour or so. So let's get this thing done and see where the MJX ends up. So a little nervous, I must admit. You know, anything that takes accuracy and performance on a track, be it RC cars, be it the real game like I used to do many years back when I was a professional racing driver, man, the heart starts pumping, and that's excellent. So even RC cars do that for me. It's all about lap times, and like I normally say, you know, the stopwatch never lies. And so let's go out there and try the best we can, and hopefully we can put a nice 3 hot laps together and see where this car ends up. Right, is everybody ready? I'm almost ready to go. Let me just want to check the phone there. Everything's set up on the GPS, and let's go. Lap number 1 is starting now. Oh, nice pull away off the line there. Trying to keep it nice and simple. Oh, this car really battling to track. Got it turned in pretty okay there. This bumpy section is not good for the MJX. Oh, the gyro's working really overtime there. But I got a nice run down there. Can't go full throttle. Oh, messed up a little bit over there. Oh, lost a little bit of time there. And I've got the power set to full power, but I just can't get the power laid down. Try and turn it in a bit better. Yeah, that's a bit better. Nicer run out here. Oh, a little bit wide out there. Oh, good golly. I think this is the last lap that we're on. Get the brakes on. Got it turned out pretty decent there. Got the power on, but these tires are definitely working better than the rally versions, and I think that's it. There we go. Let's go back to the shop and see where we ended up. Hey, we're back in the shop. Man, that was epic. I really enjoyed that. And so here's the test results of our first ever run at RC Time Attack Challenge Rally. And so let's have a quick look here where we are. So we did 172 meters from 0 to 172. That's 3 hot laps. Our acceleration G was 0.43, and our average speed, or our maximum speed, is 23 kilometers an hour. And let me see, I think there should be an average speed somewhere. If I find it, I'll let you know. But the lap time for those 3 hot laps was 37.48 seconds. And that is going to go onto the board. I think that was pretty decent. I really do. I did make a little bit of a mistake on lap number 2. I actually think I did a 3rd lap, but the 4th lap, it doesn't really matter because this reads distance. So that's perfect. But yeah, the tires definitely made a difference. Now, the tire difference was really made in terms of how the car is tracking instead of the traction it gave. Okay, so I could see that it was battling for traction with the semi-slick tires on this type of surface, but for sure, better than these. Okay, better than these, no doubt about it. And I think I can actually now soften up the suspension slightly. I could see the car was bouncing quite a bit, so I think I'll work on that. And listen, we're going to come back to this car down the road, but I want to give every car a fair chance. I want to just go out there, I want to do the 3 hot laps, take that time, give that car a fair chance, where later on, when I'm a little bit more settled in my driving ability of RC cars, obviously, and secondly, also in the setup of the car, I think I can get the car set up even and dialed in a little bit better than what I have it right now. But really happy with it. Can't complain at all with those 3 hot laps. I was quite surprised. This is a very nice car, but let me get into the negative. So when I bought this car, and I just want to quickly set my phone back so to make sure that I'm showing you the right stuff in my preview here on the phone. So just give me a second, so I just make sure that everything is as it should be. Let me go. No, it doesn't look like I can while I'm recording, but let's not worry about that. I'm sure you're going to be able to see what I want to show you, and I'll try my best to be able to do that. So the MJX disappointed right out the bat. I bought the car, took it out of the box. There's its nice box over there. Took it out of the box, beautiful, so excited. First ever RC car that I bought. And put the battery in, put it onto the pavement there at my shop, and switched it on, and the car hit reverse gear, full speed, straight flat bang into a garage door. Fortunately into a garage door that was quite flexible and didn't damage anything. But here's my gripe with that, okay? New guy to RC, this car is supposed to be ready to run, advertised as such, super excited, and you don't know anything about RC cars. You go according to the instructions, you put this thing on the road, and the next minute it goes in reverse. Say now, at that moment, I ripped a rear wheel off this beautiful car. I would never have had a chance to even test the car. I would have had to order some parts and get the thing fixed again. So MJX, you have failed hopelessly in your ready to run aspect of it, and I think it's got to do with not caring about how the car is set up when it leaves your factory, okay? And again, as a newbie in this sport, really disappointed with that. Having said that, also on the handling side, extremely difficult to drive. I've tried so many different settings, so many different things to get a nice balance. And remember now, I've modified nothing on the car. There's no way I want to modify the car. It's as it came out the box, just making the tuning on the suspension that's available to me. So I was really disappointed in how the car handles, because it's got a heck of a lot of power. And yeah, I can turn it down and probably do a faster hot laps than what I did, but I didn't want to do that. I want to run it at max power, and all the other cars like the Senton, when we're going to test next, is going to be the same. So we want to keep that trend and keep going in that direction so that we don't fool ourselves when it comes to the overall aspect of the MJX. So as far as I'm concerned, my evaluation on this car is going to be quite low for now, okay? Out of 100 points, that's where our evaluation is going to be, 50 being very average to actually below average, and 70 to 80 being very good. And obviously if it hits the 90s plus, extremely good. So MJX lap time was a 37 point, let me just get that, 48 I believe. Give me 1 second here on my phone. 37.48, so let's go write that down on the board. So the time for that is a 37.48, 37.48, and the score, disappointed, really disappointed. I'm going to give this, I'm only going to give this car the score that I'm giving it. I'm going to give it 10 more points than what it deserves, okay? Because it is beautiful, and I really like the look of it. But sorry, MJX, you're going to get a 55 out of 100. Really disappointed. I think this could be a 75, 80, 85 if the handling is sorted, and obviously out the box it is it's a little bit better than what you gave it to us. And it's an expensive car, by the way. It's an expensive car, spent a lot of money on it, and quite disappointed. But we are still excited. We are very excited. I think the MJX, as time goes on, I'm going to be figuring it out a little bit better. And our next car that we're going to be testing is this hot Senton from Armour. I have been testing a little bit with it, not much. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on it. I think you're going to have to wait for the next video to hear my comments on it. What I'm going to say is, yeah, it's exciting, okay? This whole process is exciting. Even though I'm disappointed with the MJX, still exciting, but next is the Armour Senton. And so as we go through this process, we're going to start seeing some things unfold here, and you'll be able to make a really good call on what you want out of an RC car and what you can expect out of it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please push that subscribe button. That will help me build the channel, and like if you think that you enjoyed the video, please push a like there. That will also help. And we look forward to doing this bad boy next, the Senton. And remember the one thing about this channel: the stopwatch never lies. Cheers.